So, how many of you, I'm going to keep this nice and brief because I know it's the end of a fairly long day, but how many of you actually know what Musion is? Couple of hands. Okay. So, Phil set the story nicely, and indulge me just for a moment because I was working out in the Middle East, doing events. Clients were always coming to me and saying, give me something new, give me something different. And you try and reinvent things. A light show is a light show, a laser show is a laser show. And one afternoon, and I will remember this till the day I die, one of my technicians came into the warehouse and said, listen, you're going to like what this German guy's doing. We've just supplied some trust. Go down to Emirates Towers Hotel and have a look at what they're doing. And I ummed and ahed, and I decided, yeah, okay, it's lunchtime, I'm going to go down and I'll drop in and see what I did. And as I walked into this ballroom, I had literally a Saul on the road to Damascus moment. I was rooted to the spot with what I saw, and I knew that I'd come across the things that everybody would want. After about 5 minutes of standing still and going, what's that? I got back in my car and literally drove back to my office and resigned, and went and dug out the German guy who'd invented it and said, whatever you're doing, I want to be involved in it. True story. So what was the hoo-ha all about? That looks pretty boring and old-fashioned, but it's the premise of what Musion is based on. What we are is we're a video platform, but we're a one-to-many. So there's been lots of conversations today about mobile devices and the stuff that Matt's got. It's really, really cool. I really like that. But we're slightly different. So we're taking an old Victorian trick that's known as Pepper's Ghost. And actually this was patented in 1862 and first shown in Westminster University, which ironically has ended up 150 yards from where Musion's head office is. And we didn't know that at the time. But what did John Pepper do? That's in a theatre, and there is an orchestra pit. And this is the stage that the real actors are on. And hidden from view is the ghost. And when the play requires the ghost to appear, he is illuminated, and a sheet of glass that's on a 45-degree angle over the stage, leaning over the orchestra pit, would act as a mirror, but obviously it's reflecting what you can't see. And 245s, I'm going to make it interactive, 245s make 90. So we've got an image down here reflecting up onto a stage. And to the audience, the ghost is appearing with the live actor on stage. Okay? So 150 years. And now to bring Hussein's, the beginning of Hussein's speech, mobile telephones, for a long time, a cable stuck into them. They had a certain place. Mobiles have revolutionised the way that we communicate. We took that old technology and we put a modern twist on it. We were in the right place at the right time. Videos have moved from standard definition to high definition, and they're going to go from high definition to 2K and 4K. Luminosity has got better and better, and video projectors have got cheaper and cheaper. So we're coming to high definition and bright video projection. And the missing element, how do you take a piece of glass and bring it into this room? You could fit it, actually, bad example, because in this room you could get something quite big in, yeah? But how about if I lean it towards you and it starts falling down and breaking, okay? And it's got a big thickness to support its own weight. You're getting a double image, okay? So what Musion has done is we've taken a mylar film or polyester film, which I was running through my speech with my wife and I said, and we, in effect, it's a great big piece of cling film, and she said, whatever you see, don't say that, but I've already said it, okay? Imagine that you pull out this sheet, so we could go the length of this room, we could cut it, we could tension it, we could put it up, we could use a bright video projector, and to all intents and purposes, I'm appearing full size, pre-recorded, and the fun bit will come to in a bit, but it means, as Phil said, 2005, Damon Albarn's band Gorillaz, the Atlantic Pavilion in Lisbon, MTV Awards. And what that picture doesn't actually show you is that Murdoch, the bass player on the left-hand side, De La Soul, the rappers, came and stood on stage next to him and were sort of dancing and rapping away. And the audience, as well as the TV watching audience, saw what appeared to be volumetric holograms. They're all actually two-dimensional images produced on a black background. But there they were on stage, and a month later, I was called by Madonna's manager. We saw what you did at Lisbon. Come and do a piece with us to open the Grammys in 2006. So this little British company, by now, I'd stopped being a licensee and I'd said to Uwe, we're making a difference. So now we're the owners of the business and we've migrated to be really a British business. We're now at the point where, that's my friend Will.i.am, who's a great advocate of our technology. That's filmed in the Palais de something or other, not Congrès, in Cannes. 2 of the Black Eyed Peas are real, 2 are virtual. If you watch that video, and we're going to come on to some cool little videos, but Fergie and Taboo, who are at the backstage there, if you watch that full video, at the end of it, there's a really neat trick. And Will's brief was, do something so it appears that they're there, but at the end, make it magic. Okay? So the technology is fairly simple. We've gone very heavy on our patents, probably in hindsight a little too heavy, because we've been around since 2003. We started getting momentum 2006, but we were actually all about protecting our business as an invention. And again, what the Chancellor was talking about this morning, patent box and that type of stuff, it's really hopefully going to work very much for Musion, because we did go very heavy on it. And the system, as I said, is Pepper's Ghost. How can you patent a system that is 150 years old and already had a patent? We're a process patent, so it's about scale and size and how we then rig that foil so that you don't see that it's there. And then Phil and his wonderful colleagues got involved with us at a time where we were starting to do something that was very interesting. So I'll come on to that, but we've got paper patents and we've got an awful lot of know-how. What we're now trying to do is break out into the daylight and start getting an exposure. So Musion's big push at the moment is to monetize what we've got and market ourselves. You might have seen just a few little things that we've done here, just to show you again. There's 16 of us, but we hold some fairly big weight in terms of where we get press. Because we're a visual imagery device, we tend to get photographed well. And you can see some of the names that are up there and some of the brands that we've worked with. And I have pared this right back, but we've got a fantastic client portfolio. Great thing, they come to us. We don't have to do very much other than put things up on the web. But the most recent noise has been this. This is Tupac Shakur, who died in 1996. He's appearing on stage in Coachella, the music festival in LA. And he's singing with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And this trended, it melted our websites, it pushed me into the front of the media world in terms of the platform that have done this. But very little of that video, despite the fact that he's talking about being at Coachella, has ever existed. So that's all being created by a company called Digital Domain, who are a big West Coast Hollywood special effects company. And in effect, they've brought somebody back to life. Philip Green's birthday present to Simon Cowell a year before last was a special appearance by Frank Sinatra, which Musion actually did. And a video frame started of Frank and Frank jumped out of it, landed on stage and started singing, much to everybody's amusement. Where's the Phil connection? Everything there is pre-recorded or computer animated. Where we see our big market is what I call teleconference on steroids. The boardroom TP solutions at the moment are on plasmas. They're very interactive and engaging. You sit on the other side of a table. What Musion allows you to do is take a single codec on a much bigger image, give you a full-size body image of somebody presenting, and with the same amount of latency, i.e. non-perceptible perceptible to the human eye, have somebody be in Sydney when they are actually appearing on stage in London. Or
holograms such as this have been created in the past,
wherever they are,
but were never static and never transmitted live over the web.
Taking video conferencing to the next level.
Well, what you're seeing here now is a live link from London using fibre optic cable, like a very fast version of the internet.
Or think about it virtually, where the majority of communications will not be voice. The majority of communications will be body English and ability as though you're physically in the same location.
Is you're having this experience, which we call the on-stage experience, John.
Yes.
And this is the very first time that this has been done live and interactive. So I can see John, I can see Wim down front. So this is a big announcement of creating a new telepresence experience called On Stage.
Do you now feel you're talking to a video or a person?
Oh, a person, no question. In fact, I'm almost expecting us to bring this to an end. I'll say thank you very much, and you'll just walk around the corner and we'll shake hands.
So hopefully that gives you an idea, and you're looking at everything on a flat screen there. I would encourage any of you, if you like, to come and see a demo at Westcott House. It's a little difficult. I did try and bring a system here, but I was told it was going to be a little bit too much of an inconvenience. But you're welcome to come and see me afterwards, and we'll get that on track. So we've come from being a single event business, and where is Musion going now in the future? What we want to do is have systems that are enabled in venues. So instead of you going to have to come and hire in all of the crew and go in for a day and spend all of that money, if you can rent a system that's already in a conference centre or in a theatre or in a cinema, something like that. And we've designed systems. They're a little bit cumbersome. Everything that we're doing now is carbon fibre based. So, but it's to show you that we can fold things up against a wall and they'll deploy very quickly. What's the future? We want to get a global network. We've already got a fairly good reseller model, but we are extending that. We've now reached the point where we're starting to license into vertical markets. So wherever you think there are applications for this, one for at the moment that we're just negotiating, just putting the final finishing touches to, is on casino floors, where there will be presumably gaming tables that will develop the technology. And revenue shares with venues and with content partners. So if we can get the Rolling Stones to come and perform in front of our camera, and it's standard camera, for an afternoon, do 5 songs, you don't have to ever go out on tour again, and you'll be earning a revenue, and Musion will be earning a revenue. So that's where we are, and just as a finish, I'm going to just show you our 1.5 minute mashup of the best things that Musion has done. And thank you very much.
What you see today is, I think, the future. I wish I could be there in person, but when I had the chance to do this literally by Cisco Telepresence and Musion, we suddenly realized the message it would send.
I'm a little surprised to be here, but it's good to see the showcase is alive and well, unlike me. Even in the 2 years since I passed away, filmmaking and the way films are watched and shared has changed dramatically.
Has beamed a live hologram from Melbourne to Adelaide.
Schönen guten Abend. Hallo Mami, hallo Pap.
Do you now feel you're talking to a video or a person?
Oh, a person, no question.
To vanish into thin air and leave not a carbon footprint behind.